Unaccounted for. I had to do this one right after lunch, didn't I? Hey guys, welcome back to another week of High Fives. So last week we covered the physical characteristics about ourselves that made us special or unique. This week we're going to look at another physical characteristic, and this one may or may not resonate with you depending on how your childhood was. But for certain, this characteristic stays with us forever. I mean, really, even after we die. So it's no mystery that teeth carry some of the most significant memories of our childhood. I mean, anything that has happened to our teeth as kids has definitely showed throughout our lifetime. People can literally see it on our faces. So with that said, let's get into this week's High Fives. Number 5. Losing teeth. Losing teeth in general has a lot of sentimental attachment. So whether we were ready for it or not, we were always a bit shocked when we lost our first tooth. In first grade, I witnessed many of my classmates proudly show off their first tooth to their friends. As an added bonus, if our tooth fell out at school, our teacher would then give us this tooth necklace to keep our tooth in. I remember I wanted that necklace so bad. It was kind of like a personal trophy that you could wear around your neck. But when my first baby tooth became loose, I made sure to take care of it so that I would actually lose it at school and not at home. And this was all because I wanted that necklace. So at lunch, I remember sitting down with my friends and I was biting into a hot dog. I bit in and I remember having this hard thing swoosh around in my mouth. In my mouth, I checked where my tooth was at and it was missing. It was just gum. My time had finally come. So I spat out all my food and rummaged through all the remains of the hot dog and all the goop that was in my mouth and foraged for my tooth. I remember telling my classmates, and the feeling of just having finally your first tooth, that was such a proud moment in my life. However, I was so caught up in actually feeling so proud of myself that I had forgotten that my tooth was still on my lunch tray when I threw all my leftovers in the garbage can. And there was really no way to unearth all that garbage just to find this solid white thing in the trash can that was my tooth. I was so devastated. When I got back, I told my teacher what had happened and I was so distraught and so sad. And I told him that I really wanted that necklace. At first I thought he would sympathize with me so that he would just give me the necklace without me actually having a tooth. But he says, "Oh, sorry Gabe, I actually ran out of those a few weeks ago because you guys just kept losing your teeth." I think first grade was my least favorite grade in grade school. Number 4. The Tooth Fairy. It's actually pretty funny how we imagined the Tooth Fairy as kids. We expected her or him to come in the middle of the night to drop off something special for us, like Santa. Except we didn't have to wait for Santa each year. The Tooth Fairy had a guaranteed 20 visits for each tooth that we lost. And we could have been naughty all we wanted. But honestly though, the Tooth Fairy was such a weird thing to begin with. I mean, Santa made sense because as kids we had to be good in order to get our presents during the Christmas holiday. And on the other hand, the Tooth Fairy gave us money for our teeth? What a weirdo. But it was our first money-making method as kids, so we didn't question it. This fantasy was real for many kids, but my fantasies were cut short. There was one time my family and I were staying at a hotel so that we could fly out early the next day. However, I had also lost a tooth that day, so I was also pretty excited. So I did the usual routine, I got my tooth and put it under my pillow. But because of the rushing and packing the next morning, I had totally forgotten to check under my pillow. It was only until our drive to the airport that I told my family about what had happened. However, my mom was a little bit too empathetic, as she couldn't help but utter, "No! Ah, it was my $5. What? Thanks, Mom. Childhood ruined. So, do I still get my $5? Number 3. My smile. When we were growing up, we never really felt self-conscious about ourselves because we're too young to care. But there comes a point in time where you suddenly feel embarrassed or uncomfortable by certain insecurities. And this was certainly apparent when it came to pictures. As a kid, you had no problem cheesing in front of the camera because you had a full mouth of baby teeth. But when you lost your 2 front teeth, suddenly saying cheese isn't so fun anymore. Now it's too bad your mouth looks like the old Cartoon Network logo. And it's because of the gaps in my teeth that I eventually changed my smile. My once toothy beam was changed to a toothless grin. And it's funny because this also runs in the family. It was only until I was much older that I was more comfortable showing my teeth in pictures because I knew these pearly whites were here to stay. It's too bad I can't change the sound though. Number 2. Pretending to wear braces. Now your smile could have also been changed because of this next topic. For me, I was fortunate enough to not have to wear braces because my teeth grew in straight. However, I really wanted them. I actually thought they looked cool. They were like cool accessories for your mouth. Like you could change the color, they were so shiny. Cartoons didn't exactly glamorize them in my day, but I didn't care. I think this was because I kind of felt left out. So one day, I decided to change all that. So I made braces of my own. So I took one of those thin plastic straws that you see at receptions that you stir your coffee with, and I bent them so that they'd fit over my teeth. Voila! However, I didn't exactly convince or flatter people that actually did wear braces. So this fad soon wore off. It was only until my sister got her braces that I realized that braces actually kind of suck. Braces were like tight cages for your mouth where only certain foods could enter. Or if you were full, you could just store food in there for later. Ooh, that Snickers bar hit the spot. Number 1! The dentist. I don't think anyone really has fond memories of the dentist. And if you did, you probably didn't have any fond memories of his other medical sibling, the doctor. As a kid, you went to the dentist with always a bit of uncertainty. You could lose a tooth today, you could get a cavity, or you may never see your family again. No? Just me? To ease this uncertainty, I always made sure that I prepped for my exam the next day. I cleaned my teeth like I was studying for a test. In tears. But nothing could really prepare me for the icky experiences at the dentist. The grinding and scraping at your teeth. Excuse me, is this even helping? The fluoride rinse that indefinitely halts your diet for half a day. I'm so hungry. The choice between bubblegum and mint flavored toothpaste. This one's actually not that bad. I guess we're out of bubblegum. We're gonna have to go with the mint. Oh no! And finally, the judgment call. Well, son, it looks like you brushed and flossed twice a day. You taking good care of your teeth, your gums are fine. So everything looks ship shape. But it looks like you still need braces. What? Hey guys, thanks for joining me for this week's High Fives. Cheese. Sorry, that was really cheesy. This week is just full of cheesy. I make cheesy videos. But anyway, if you haven't already, check out last week's video that I did right here on that side. I can be reached on Instagram, on Twitter, and Snapchat. They can be over here on this side, or here, and here. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you can look at next week's High Fives.